This is a true story that happened to the friend of a friend. Well, if it's possible to be a friend of someone who spends his free time on the roof, that's why people call him Dave, the pigeon. One night, Pigeon was looking at the stars as usual, but suddenly he saw an UFO, or at least he thought it was. He was really scared and called the police. Hello, police! I want to report a sighting. Yeah, right. Although Officer Benny didn't believe him, he went there. After all, a complaint is a complaint. Officer Benny climbed to the roof and slipped. He didn't fall thanks to Pigeon's help. Benny was so grateful that he didn't arrest Dave for making a false report. The following night, Dave was on the roof again looking for some stars, but he could not find any, and once more he saw something horrible. No, not that. No, not that either. Yes, that's it. He was looking at a window with the curtains closed, but he could see a silhouette holding something sharp, stabbing someone over and over again. Good Lord, someone is being murdered. Desperately, he called the police again. And guess who's answered? Yes, Officer Benny. 15 minutes later, Dave and Benny were in front of the building. Benny had a serious look on his face, but this time Dave was telling the truth. Look at that, officer, said Dave. I won't arrest someone for dancing, replied Benny. No, Dad, said Dave, pointing the window. The police officers saw the terrible scene, and they climbed the stairs. Outside the room, Benny heard a groan, a horrible groan of pain. Rapidly, Benny tried to knock the door down, but he sadly failed. The door was open, and Dave went in. That was not a murder scene. What they found was a giant neighbor doing exercise on his home gym, and he groaned horribly with each repetition. The giant was not exactly happy to see Benny and Dave in his house, and he wanted to beat up Benny. So Benny had to apologize to the giant for breaking into his house. Dave had made a fool of Benny 2 nights in a row. When it was all over, Dave returned to the roof and took a last look through his telescope. He saw his neighbor, staring at him with intimidating eyes for no reason. Then, he started to laugh so creepily that Dave was really scared. This is a true story that happened to the friend of a friend, Dave the pigeon, who decided never call the police again and go to the bed earlier.